referral.
First order of business as usual is to approve the minutes from last week, January 30th, 2023.
I'll move.
He's moved.
I'll second.
John seconded. We got a short crew today, so. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Miscellaneous motions. Move to authorize and direct the vice chairman to sign 2 tax abatements in the amount of $186.68. Explanations are there for us. I so move.
I'll second.
Or can I move myself to do that? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Move to authorize and direct the chairman to sign payroll notice for Heidi Harris, transfer from Road and Bridge to Economic Development, effective 1/1/23. And there is no pay grade change, so it's just a transfer of
I'll move that.
location.
Okay.
Steve moved.
I'll second.
Don seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. We have in the sheriff's department 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have to go through each one of those individually? I guess I should, probably, sorry. Move to authorize and direct the vice chairman to sign the Coffee County payroll notice for the following: Angie Strotter, office supervisor, sheriff's office, step change, grade change, promotion from classification 3514 to 45-7, from wage 2404 to 2495, effective 2/1/23.
Mr. Chairman, I think we probably had these in front of us 2 weeks ago, and there was some question on doing a step change now and another step change April 1st. So is that our sheriff's intention to do it once now and then?
I have not spoke to him on that.
And I didn't realize he was here. For some reason they didn't come up on my phone.
We can delay these and ask him to.
We've got one new hire there, the second one down.
He'll be here at 10, so
I think
Okay.
you can ask him when he shows up.
the one we done a couple months ago, we did a step change, but they don't earn one for April 1st.
Correct.
So I think maybe we ought to visit with our sheriff just a little bit.
Okay.
The new hire, we could,
We'll just wait on all of them.
Yeah, I'd wait on all of them.
So we have one down at the bottom that says move to authorize and direct the chairman to sign prepayment discount loan application for Shellers Incorporated Lawn and Landscape. If you had a chance to read it, it's like normal maintenance means in the amount of $1,091.55. Spring, summer, and fall treatments.
Is that a normal?
Normal every year maintenance, I see them out here all the time.
Yeah, I'll move.
Steve moved.
oh. Do we normally have bids on that? Answer is just,
They're the ones that take care of our irrigation.
Take
and
care of all the
it's
time.
low enough at $1,000, and I don't think there's probably very many around that actually do this.
I'll second.
Don seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. That'd be wrong. Well, you're next in line anyway.
I'm just here to see about getting waiving of landfill fees for Betty Raines and Leroy at 617 East First Street, and Terry Tyler, 41 C Street in Leroy. They're kind of down the same area in the south part of town. They're 2 old abandoned trailers. Randy Graybill will be taking them both out, and it it will just be vacant lots. There's no plans at this time for building, but they are cleaning it up, and you can kind of see, sorry, Tom.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see him.
Sorry.
You say they're just
They're just
the
cleaning up.
entire structure
Yeah.
will be gone?
Like we do.
Where's this one located at?
Is that Betty's that you're looking, or is that Betty's picture, or is that Terry's? They're both down the same area, down in the south part. Betty and Terry kind of own two areas down there. It says it's, Terry's is 41 D Street, and Betty's is 617 East First Street.
Oh, I've always said I'm all for any individual wanting to clean it up and make way for progress, so, and this would be part of that
Yeah.
procedure, so. I know it's your district, Don.
Also move.
No, second.
Don's moved. Steve seconded,
For both.
for both, yes. All in favor say aye, aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
Okay, thank you.
Item 5, Utah Rock, Raymond James, Fisher Patterson, Saylor and Smith.
Commissioners, I would like to ask that Fisher Patterson go first in order. This is, the overall discussion today is over the agreements that were proposed to be considered by the Commissioners for execution related to the CHIPS Act project that are up at Vito. So I'll just turn it over to Sandra Green.
Yeah, I think I would request or advise that we go into executive session for maybe 30 minutes to discuss the status of negotiations on these agreements with council. And then if we need to come into open session and discuss that further, we can do that. But I would think a 30-minute executive session to start would be appropriate for attorney-client privilege discussions.
The board, county councilor, yourself, and, sorry, there's, I know. I can remember.
Correct. All attorneys for the
All
county.
above.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody in attendance.
Essentially.
Is Mr. Skipper involved?
Except Mark.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I should bring that up, shouldn't I?
Well, it's okay.
Typing that in there.
I'm kind of,
That way I can read as she types and make it easier on all of us, hopefully.
hopefully I'm getting it as quick enough as I can. What was your name? I'm sorry.
Sam Green.
Sam Green. Sam Green.
Yes. Charles Branson of Fisher Patterson also. Joe Serrano of Kutak Rock.
And,
I got him in there.
oh, you do, I see that, sorry.
It's okay.
So I need a motion to enter an executive session for 30 minutes. Include each of the commissioners, county councilor, Bobby Skipper, Fisher Patterson, Sam Green, Charles Branson, Kutak Rock, Joe Serrano, to discuss matters deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship.
And what's one more addition, just ignite by phone.
Okay.
That's right, I gotta run the egg timer.
I'll make that motion.
Steve moved,
I'll second.
Don seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. We'll go in at 9:12.
Good advantage.
We have two, Jeff.
Hi, how you doing today, Don?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Thanks for
We
going
were
for
back. Morning, Jeff.
Morning. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Let's skip it.
Need a motion to enter back into executive session for another 30 minutes with the exact same individuals for the exact same reason.
I'll make that motion.
Is that sufficient enough, Angie?
Sure,
I'll
I will
second.
make it work.
Steve moved, Don seconded. Any discussion? on
30 minutes again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You go in at 9:47. I said all in favor, say aye, right?
Aye.
We hadn't got there yet.
Motion passes. There you go. I get ahead of myself sometimes. 9:47. Correct?
Right.
Okay.
Sam is gonna get some narrative. I think I'm gonna expand, I think I'm gonna, Charles.
So we are back. No action taken. Those?
So no action's being taken, that's what you just said?
Correct.
I think from a county perspective, one of the things that has been a big news blurb was the Wichita announcement from the governor's office last week regarding Wichita and the semiconductor and Apex. So does anybody have a summary from the county's perspective on how that impacts the Coffee County side of that project moving forward?
Sure, I can do that. Charles Branson, Fisher Patterson. As you all know, there was a press conference Thursday night involving Integra and the Wichita project. I know it caused some news stories and concerns. How that affects our project. As we've all known all along, Apex is essentially got two bullets. It had one for Panasonic, it had one more to give. And we believed all along that project was going to go to Integra. That was never a project that we were looking at or going after. The product that they're putting up is a different product than that we're trying to put up here. We are still going forward full speed with what our project entails. And again, it ends up being a different project than the Wichita project. I hesitate to say a companion project, but a complementary project that I think stands on its own feet and has its own merits and incentives involved with it. So, good for Wichita, good for Kansas, and we should be next.
That's great.
Awesome.
That's great.
Thank you for clearing that up. Any further discussion on any of this today?
Unless somebody else has anything.
No. Thank you all for joining us. I guess we'll move on to our next item on the agenda, which is Jeff Fire, Road and Bridge.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
I come before you with the same motion I did last week as far as purchasing the blade. I know I had some discussion with Wade last week, and I know he talked to the companies himself. I called him this morning. Steve, maybe you could help me with this too. I called him when I realized he wasn't here this morning. He said he's all right with us going forward.
Right.
Without him being here, he still has the same feelings.
That's correct.
Right. So, guys, what I have is a set of bed specs that I give to both companies. Both companies have met or exceeded those bid specs, and I have a hard time finding enough to say that low bid's not the best bid. And I know that does happen. I know this commission's been really fair to us over the last several years about letting us get best bid rather than low bid. But in this circumstance, I cannot find anything that says we should go against policy on this.
So you want to proceed with these two motions that you had last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this bid, we don't have that here with us. That other bid on the John Deere was what, 9,000 over?
It was,
If I remember right, it was in that 9,000.
double check. 289,210.
Be about 11,000, a little over 10.
What was that again, Gary?
I can try-
289,210.
And they both bid on the same
Same specs,
specs and everything.
same specs.
I can print that off for you if you wanna look at that again.
Would you mind?
Ten cent difference.
If you want, I need these back, but if you'd like to see the specs, I mean, it's rather detailed.
Yeah, it's not necessary. I was
Okay,
just, I was, the bids were
Right.
reflected the same specs.
Right, it's not very generic, because there's so many differences in finding the nuances that both companies can meet. Some of the equipment standard on one machine and maybe an option on the other, so.
Is everybody okay with moving forward on these motions over then? Or you wanna look at that other stuff?
No, I think we can go ahead and, as far as I'm concerned, we can go ahead.
Okay. So motion 2023-01A, based upon the recommendation of interim road and bridge superintendent as to form, move to find that 2008 John Deere 770D blade, VIN number there, is no longer required or cannot prudently be used for public purposes of Coffee County, and as such should be disposed of by trade to Foley for $45,000. Notice of the board's intention to dispose of said property will be published on February 2nd, 2023. That'd be wrong. I need to change those dates.
Yes.
What would be the correct dates, Mr. Peterson?
The 9th and
9th and 16th.
Notice of the board's intention to dispose of said property will be published on the February 9th, 2023, and the February 19th, is that what you said? 16th, 2023, in the official county newspaper. I'll make the motion.
I'll second, but I have a question right quick. Murphy, I mean, is that going to be any problem, Jeff, as far as delivery date?
it's the world we live in. I know Murphy's is way sooner.
Right.
They've got it on board, except I doubt they have the moldboard we wanted on the ground. It's a 2022 model rather than a 23.
Okay.
I mean, no,
Okay,
I don't see it as a problem.
It seems like a lot of times this higher dollar equipment normally is out 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Here
I
the
was
last couple
surprised
of
with
years.
Murphy's turnaround, and I'm still surprised with Caterpillar's as well,
Yeah.
being within 6 months. So, I think there's equipment out there that's worse than that.
sure.
I moved, Steve seconded, all in favor? Any further discussion, I should say?
All right.
None? All in favor, say aye. Motion passes 3-0. Motion 2023-1B, move based upon the recommendation of interim road and bridge superintendent to accept from Foley for one 2023 CAT 140-13 lever to be to the purchase price of $323,729 with standard warranty as being the best bid, and to purchase the same for the sum of $1,729 to be paid from the general fund public works equipment line item. Said purchase of the sum of $278,729 reflects a trade-in value of $45,000 for John Deere 77 zero blade. I'll move.
Okay, I'll second.
Don second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
We'll get it ordered. Thank you. The only other thing I've got, if you guys have questions for me, you'll see in our check today, there's a, one to 08 to Kenworth for $21,000. That's a truck we've talked about a little bit several weeks ago, maybe even back in December, that we had some issues with, that they were the only ones that could get it in. So, there's an option 3 on there, which was not part of the, original plan. It was another issue we had with the truck, so that drove up the price a little bit, so. But that is the truck, and it's kind of a large check, out of the ordinary, so. Just clarification when you get to that point. There is a narrative with the bill. 2 pages worth of reading if you wanna read it when you do that, but it's quite in-depth.
Jeff, did we take care of those 2 motions, 05 and 11?
Yeah, we did that
We
last,
done that
we did
Monday.
last week, yes, I missed the dates, I had the staff update
So I
the
was
price, cause
pretty confident we've done that.
we done an auction on the motor board that drove that price up just a little bit higher, so. Any other questions for me?
I think so.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, next up is River City with Joe Seymour.
They're on Zoom. I've got them. They've been in the waiting room for a little while.
Okay.
Let me.
Was Mr. Johnson doing this on this one?
He's on Zoom too.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's on Zoom. Taking advantage of technology.
Yeehaw.
Oops, I hit the wrong one.
Connect to your PC easily. One thing said.
Nothing ever is. I wonder if it's because I'm on Zoom already. A different way. guys hear me? Let me, I'm gonna back out, I can't get it on the TV, so I'm gonna back out and then if you rejoin, I'll admit you. Because usually,
Kind of weird, it's not like you've never connected before.
yeah, I know, we'll have to troubleshoot that, but I'm doing it a different way, which I'm sure Brad won't be.
Can't just tell Alexa to do it.
Which? Says it's connecting to it. Just show that it's connected.
We're trying to get our 10 o'clock up here. It's all right, man. Are you tech savvy?
No. That's why we have Brad and Adam.
Yeah.
I know my
They may
limitations.
have to be summoned.
Yeah, we've not had any issues with this. For whatever reason, it's,
Do you want me to call him?
yep.
You want to take, how long do you need, Carl?
We'll probably need 15 minutes executive session.
You want to hold off?
Yeah, I don't wanna, I've got it.
That's fine.
Can you guys hear me? We're having some technical difficulties here. I'm trying to get you guys up on the screen, and I've not had any problems with it before until today, so just bear with me.
On the way.
Gotta love technology. The owl's working.
You want me to go ahead and sign his payroll notice?
For Heidi, yes. The others you might wait. You guys are ready.
So there's no,
Yeah, that was fine. Oh, let me
So-
make you a
We've got everybody
All
on
that.
Zoom, the owl's hooked up, but it won't connect.
I don't have to make a motion.
I didn't do it this time. Usually, I'll take the blame, but
We defer to younger people, younger minds.
well, I could probably get the, except you use that mouse there, I've got it hooked up. I've actually not done anything.
When it comes to technology, I always, if I do it, I want somebody beside me to correct me.
And Adam, I backed out of Zoom and had re-admitted everybody to try to see if it just needed a reset.
I need these as well.
Just those two places always.
We need three acknowledgements on these anyway, don't we?
Yeah. Okay.
I was getting everything out of my, trying to organize it.
Okay.
Strange, there hadn't been any issues with it.
Yeah, I thought it was looking pretty good for y'all.
Yeah, it was. I go up, click it on, and there it was. Could we, maybe for today, just duplicate the screen?
Yeah.
Probably an update that came out of this.
everything here that we just run.
Guess while he's doing that, I can cover something else real quick. And it's more of an update for everybody. And Commissioner McCurry wasn't a part of this initial process, but it's, Don and Tom, you remember the end of 2021, there was a resolution passed that dealt with the opioid litigation that the county's a part of. The county has received its first series of payments from each of, well, 3 different entities that are part of that opioid litigation. So check number 1 is in the amount of $436.93. It is from Mallinckrodt, which all I know is they're a part of that opioid litigation. Check number 2 is from the distributors part of the opioid litigation, and that's in the amount of $4,362.76. And then another one of the defendants is Janssen, and that check is in the amount of $6,838.30.
What was the first one?
$436.93. So $436.93, $4,362.76, and $6,838.30.
Yeah, well, 637, so that's pretty, will there be any more, do you think?
I believe there will be. I mean, it's sort of still moving along. Why I'm bringing it up and why I'm referencing back to the resolution, and the resolution is 2021-880A, and that's a resolution of Coffee County, Kansas, to approve and join the statewide litigation regarding the opioid epidemic. There's a House Bill 2079 that had been put in place to address the opioid epidemic in the state of Kansas, and specifically the payment amounts that I just referenced have to go into a special fund. The special fund's already been created for the county municipalities fight addiction fund, and this money can only be used for the following reasons, and the county agreed to it when they agreed to be a part of this litigation. The monies in the municipalities fight addiction fund shall be expended for projects and activities that prevent, reduce, treat, or mitigate the effects of substance abuse and addiction, or to reimburse the municipality for previous expenses related to substance abuse mitigation or arising from covered conduct. So that fund has already been created for the county. Once this gets processed through, that will be populated into that fund, just so you're aware. But when you go to use the funds from that account, it has to be for those specific reasons.
Look, at the time we did,
Reboot the computer, I can't even get it to connect the other way.
Okay, you just take them off and just take them off you and say you have to reboot the computer.
I'm gonna have to reboot our computer here, so we'll connect back up here in just a minute, okay?
at the time we did that resolution, we didn't have any idea on the funds we'd be getting.
No.
That's,
Do you want us to remit them, or are you gonna be remitting them?
Is that something
Who needs, somebody needs
That's
to sign
what
them?
I said, that's,
Fine.
we get 3 checks, It's been almost 2 years, and there may or may not be another one, 2 years.
This is okay to sign these where it says chairman.
So I'll give them to you, and they can be, whatever you need to do to get them.
Submit them to that fund.
Probably an update that came out that just impacted everything with, wow.
Five or six months.
Technology great coach.
So it's kind of like you're driving your car down the road's great until you have a mechanical issue. And then it's not great. Yeah.
Computer shuts it down.
Or your alternator goes out.
Water pump. Everybody says it gets shut down to even no hurt mode, you know, where the flood's at minimum.
Even as something as simple as you go out to start it and your battery's dead.
Yeah.
There it goes. That's probably what it is. Yeah, I guess. had everything ready to go, everybody on Zoom, and
Okay, time out for an update.
yep.
Thanks, so.
Angie, here's one, Coffee County for Current
Yeah, just a
Incorporated,
minute, Mark, while we're
which is Bobby Skipper's got
waiting.
online display, Facebook, YouTube, and out front media billboards.
Yeah, that is for.
Total is 32,000. I wonder if
the chip.
he's got time to come down.
Yeah, we can call him up.
And maybe, I'm not technically questioning, but we haven't had one like this before.
Okay.
What'd you do to it, Adam?
I rebooted it.
The old age old thing, if nothing else,
Do what?
reboot it, turn it on, turn it back on.
I have to call his cell phone, Don, he's not downstairs.
So, still got this one, okay.
Bobby, we have a question on a voucher that you had. Don was wondering, it's for Kern Incorporated, there's advertisement, is that for the chip plant? It is. PR, Don, is what he says.
I'm sorry?
It's for PR, public relations for the chip plant. Do you have any questions for him?
The out front media billboard,
Take it on
16,000.
Okay.
Yeah, Bobby?
Yes, sir.
It says one out front media billboard for 16,000. What's that look like, or where will it be?
You're looking at the wrong invoice. I don't know why that's not supposed to be paid.
Okay.
That's not been ordered yet.
Okay, well, they sent it through to be paid today, or whatever, is what they'd asked.
That could be paid.
So we'll pull it out.
Yeah, pull it out.
Okay.
That's not supposed to be, yeah.
Okay, we will pull it out.
Perfect.
All right, thanks.
I'm gonna pull this now.
Okay.
Pull that
Good.
check for me.
Yeah, I will do that right now.
What,
It is voided.
pardon?
It will be voided.
There were several things on there, I don't know if that, if one of those just need to be paid or all of them. One of those needs to
There's
not
four
paid or.
different items in it we paid, or was on
Request we
there.
paid, I don't know.
Whether all of them's knocked out or not,
We can ask them.
we can handle that next week for you too. I haven't seen,
You said that was a billboard?
well, the bottom was one billboard, 16,000.
A media billboard.
Is that a, oh, okay.
I don't,
When I see word media, I'm assuming it's online somewhere.
there was one that was for 5,000, I guess 32 altogether. Gonna be able to get her to work?
It's doing an update right now.
It had billboard and something about YouTube, right?
Facebook.
It was YouTube, it was an online deal.
Okay.
All kinds of stuff.
It was in this yellow folder, so I don't know where it
Yeah.
falls in at.
I put it under your to-do for next week so you don't forget. Don, were you still coming to the department head meeting at 3? If
When?
Jesse couldn't make it, were you coming?
When is it?
At 3?
Sorry.
At 3 o'clock today?
Yeah, I can. Where are you meeting in here?
I think either here or the basement,
3 o'clock?
because Jesse said he won't be back for it. And I thought you said you were gonna come if he couldn't.
Yeah. I can make it, it'll make it ours.
Thought it was a big conference.
Conference room, yeah, that's right, it is.
Pardon?
It is the meeting room.
Okay, round table?
Me? I think I do one today. I can think of.
I know I don't.
Pardon?
Round table? You got anything?
I don't have anything other than what Angie's got on the to-do list, so.
Be hard to have a work session day with 2 members being gone.
Right.
But I think we're keeping everything pretty well caught up, I believe.
We still need to put someone on that tourism board, and
I heard you ask Bobby about it,
yeah. Something to be thinking about.
and all these others are a work in progress.
I do need to know, I did miss the County Commissioners Association, anyone interested in going?
That's the one in April, isn't it?
Yeah. Out in Garden,
Is that the one that's
or
in
Hayes.
It's in Hayes?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 4 or 5 pages to that.
When do you have to know, Angie? That's
Well,
Today?
no,
No.
I mean, I don't
I'm
have to
kidding.
know today, but I just am
The sooner the
concerned
better.
about getting you a hotel room if anyone is interested in going. I don't know how quickly it could fill up.
I'm waiting to hear from family members from out of state to see what week they're coming, so that's where I'm at with that. They first talking like that's the week they were gonna be here, so.
I guess I could call and see what the booking looks like. And then if it looks like they're getting pretty full, maybe by next week, we get something.
That'd be fine.
Okay.
They've got it off on Monday this time. Boy, before we could have missed the first day.
Yeah, I think, it starts on
Tuesday, Wednesday, and
yeah.
Thursday. There's a schedule on it.
Yeah, I took it home, I've got a schedule at home.
I thought I left mine at home, but I put it in my.
I can print another one off if you like.
You gained them. You're gaining.
Yeah, slowly.
Update like 80% complete.
Finished that and I was doing a firmware update and then should boot up here real quick. There's a BIOS update. There was a BIOS update as part of that.
We could have met with you and,
Yeah, in hindsight, yeah.
but it's almost
How long
done
will it take for the firmware update?
It's
pretty about done, right?
Yeah, unless there's, I think that should be the last firmware update. Where's 2 minutes to 2 hours?
So, with this, is a good indication of
Oh, there is one other thing I thought of.
this thing.
So there was a section of resolutions that were out on the internet, just kind of odd years, like 17 to 15 or 18 to 15. We have them now from 2018 down to 2006. So we should be able to get 2019 to present
Okay.
here soon, and then we're gonna go ahead and go back to the beginning. So for 2005, we'll continue on that direction too, but we did get a bulk of them put up, so.
Oh, okay.
Where I just wanted to get where that might have to go out. And our fund is named that.
Yep. Okay, awesome, thanks. Oh, when we started. So the moral of the story is, we're gonna do this either on Friday or first thing Monday morning. Make sure if there are any updates. This has happened to me in the courtroom too. If you're getting ready to present a video and then all of a sudden, oh, can't do something because you're waiting for an update.
Yay.
Yeah.
Just shake your head and do technology.
I mean, it's great.
Yeah, it is when it works. Fine.
Well, it's working, it's just,
Or just pauses.
Held hostage by Microsoft.
I feel like sometimes my brain does that same thing, it's updating.
Yeah.
So you have to reboot?
I buffered all weekend.
What?
I agree.
The light's not on.
No, buffered all weekend.
The green light.
Oh. From our last executive session.
It's up, so
Yeah,
it should be
it's
on.
up. So the green light should be on, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Probably got a bulb that went bad. Touchy little thing.
That looks like a short.
I didn't even hardly touch it.
No, you didn't.
All right.
You didn't. All right. Reconnected and everything.
That's not right. for a minute, because I haven't. Tom, did the other two drop out?
Just now we get back.
But we had a computer issue. Had to be updated. Can you send Joe a message to jump back on? He's not in the waiting room. So the issue is, I set up an hour Zoom meeting that started at 10.
I got a hammer, Steve, I can fix it.
There we go. All right.
Well, he's gonna hurry up now.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be in business.
I just texted Sydney and told her to let Joe know we're up and running too.
He just joined.
Okay, there you go. Sorry for the problems.
Thank you.
Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
All right, I need to switch our speaker over to. Go ahead and talk. Let's see where it comes out.
Hello?
Yep, you're good. apologize for the technical difficulty, but it's kind of like going out in the morning and going to start your car and your battery's dead. That's in essence what we just ran into. So we're up and running.
All right. Appreciate everybody's time. Thank you. Just wanted to give an update real quick on the construction project for the Coffee County Law Enforcement Center. So basically, we have two phases. The first phase is the street improvements project, and the second phase would be the law enforcement center. So I'll go ahead and touch on the first phase, which is the street parking improvements. So last Friday, we held a coordination meeting with Taubman Associates, Goldberg Group, Coffee County, and ourselves. Went through the changes and recommendations the county had. So the next step is Taubman Associates. They're going to have the drawings revised. They're going to go ahead and update all the specifications, and that should take us to about, roughly the March 20th, basically end of March, beginning of April, to look at having this project out for bid. So if you look at, if we basically say about 30 days for a bidding cycle, that would kind of put us in having the construction start for this phase somewhere between the April through June timeframe, which would be right before the law enforcement center would commence. So in the meantime, River City is going to go ahead and start budgeting this project. We'll look at providing value engineering options and obviously putting together the bid package to have this out to bid.
And Joe, you're talking about the street project, putting it out for bid?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
I guess to touch base on that, I mean, all we did Friday was just, the suggestions we were talking about a couple weeks earlier about sidewalks, just doing that while we're there and addressing that low area on the northeast corner of the courthouse to get some positive drainage away from that area to just get some positive drainage, hopefully alleviate any leakage that may want to occur.
And obviously, before this goes out to bid, we'll have the county's blessing and make sure that all the changes have been reflected.
How quick is the drawings ready to go out for bid, Joe?
Right now, they're looking at about 6 to 8 weeks to have everything revised so that we can put it out to bid.
Joe, can you maybe talk a little bit about how the street project and the jail project overlap and what that looks like? We tried to explain it without you, but you can probably explain it better than we can.
No problem. So obviously, the street improvements project has to start first. So what we have to do is get all the parking situated before we can ever break ground on the law enforcement center. So this is the first phase. What we're going to do is, going back to that time frame, have it advertised, let's just say the 1st of April. The construction for this would be from April to June, and then the law enforcement center would start right after that. So what we're going to do is we're going to develop an overall master schedule that reflects all this, but there will be some overlapping services between the two projects. So what we'd like to do is obviously save money on the general conditions, and if we can manage both projects or have them overlapping, we should be able to save on the general conditions for that.
You can probably tell on your end, Joe, Don has pulled out his River City book, so he might have a question.
I was trying to find the time frame that Goldberg had set up for bids of construction. It's a single sheet, but I think the jail itself was set up to be bid in April 23rd, and construction was in May. With the street project or the parking project, will that delay the start of the jail?
Well, what we can do is obviously we can we can push, TOF to see if they can expedite the drawing revisions to get that to speed up. There are gonna be portions that we think that we can also phase or move into the law enforcement center project. For example, the parking on the north side of that project site, we could actually wait on that until after, the construction of the law enforcement center. That way we're not messing up those spots, with the construction activities. But we'll do everything we can to get this project started as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Evidently stuck that one flyer inside one of my books.
And
I know the
think-
bid, I know the bid process on the jail, I think was supposed to start April 23rd, so. I was hoping the parking would delay the
Oh, go ahead.
jail.
And I think at
I
some
think that
point
April
here,
date is something that we're gonna have to work on with the Goldberg group too. We're gonna have to have buy-in, and Sydney, maybe you can talk on this too. We're gonna have a design milestone to figure out where they're at on the design to, obviously if we, I think April's gonna be a little tough to put it out for bid. I don't know if you wanna talk on that, Sydney?
Hey, I'm pulling up my preliminary schedule, apologies. Yeah, that's gonna be a push. I mean, it's gonna depend a little bit on how, conversations go this week and how quickly we can finalize the design direction. I would say probably the county approval to bid is gonna move to May, though.
Somewhat of a moving target, sounds like, hindsight being what it is, when we knew the voters approved the project, we probably should have got a little more aggressive on the parking situation, knowing what we're up against. Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah. On this big of a project, I'm sure that there's a moving target, so.
Yeah.
You just don't want that moving target to move too far.
No, I agree.
And obviously, what we'll try and do is expedite that project as much as possible. When you look at that parking lot across the street, that's gonna be your most spots. So we'll obviously focus on that, and underneath the spots around the current, facility, we'll obviously work on. But if we can get the most spots across the street as possible, that's what we'll focus on first and foremost.
Sydney, at some point in time in the near future, is Goldberg going to either get on a Zoom meeting like this or come in person to provide an update to the commissioners on what the design for the jail looks like and what that looks like moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. So we need to have the conversations this coming week, and I think part of what's hard about why this is so circular is, you approve the project, the voters approve the project, then we bring the CM on board, and the pricing really begins. And so it just is a little bit circular. So after we have the conversations in person this week, absolutely, Wade, we will be there in person. I'll coordinate that with you and Angie and Tom, and we'll get an updated plan presented.
So the meeting this week that Cindy's referring to is the Detention Equipment Coordination Meeting. That's going to be scheduled for this Wednesday. At that time, we've actually been pricing up two different options that the GGA has put forth on some sketches, different design options. So River City in the background, so they go ahead and pricing both options. And what we'll do is we'll sit down as a group and figure out, which direction we wanna go. But all that pricing should be complete by tomorrow afternoon. And then, like I said, we're working on the overall master schedule, and working through budget issues as we can. Obviously, the schematic design is a pretty early stage, to be putting numbers on square footages, but, we're working through everything. Obviously, once we have this detention equipment coordination meeting on Wednesday, that's the biggest majority of the project when it comes to scope. You know, that's gonna account for about 35 to 40% of your project, and that's gonna it's gonna really help nail down that budget piece.
And I apologize, I didn't mean to jump ahead on the detention equipment meeting, but yes, that'll be just an important conversation that's this week.
And Joe,
Oh, and sorry, one other thing I wanted to clarify, the two options we're working on, it's a matter of value engineering and constructability. It is not a matter of functionality, of spaces that are included. Nothing is changing in terms of what functional spaces are included.
Joe, the meeting you referenced, who are the participants? You and Goldberg and the sheriff and anybody else?
Yeah, so do you wanna take that one?
Yeah, we will also have some manufacturers or experts that will later bid on the project, but they're going to be able to help weigh in as we're making decisions that are related to the detention equipment. They'll be able to help us understand how that will affect project cost, which is why we bring all these people together in a room. Yeah, so there will, I can send a list of attendees if you'd like, but there will be some detention equipment manufacturers. As well as, I should mention, Jeff Wheeler from Introva, our MEP engineer. So it's just a ton of coordination on the design.
I don't have any questions. Does anybody have any?
No, I don't have any additional questions, Tom.
Awesome. We will, after this meeting this week, one Monday in February this month, we will be there in person for this update.
You know, the size of this project, I think the time to bid it is about 30 days. It can be bid in a 30-day time frame with the size that it actually is?
Yes. 30 days would be a typical time frame for bidding this size of a project.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we look forward for continued updates, so thank you.
No problem. And if there's notes I need to send out ahead of time, I think I'll be there in person the next time for sure, like what Cindy indicated. But if there's anything that you need ahead of time, just let me know.
Thank you all for being patient with our technology issue, but we finally got it up and running.
No problem.
Not a problem, yeah. We've all been there.
Thank you again.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
See you guys Wednesday.
Do you want Tom Johnson to hold on?
Hey, Sheriff,
Yes, sir?
there are some questions that arose in some of the motions. Do you want to take them from there since you're up on the screen, or do you want to come up in person?
Unless you want me to come up, I'm here.
You okay with that, Don?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. One, Tom, and I think Eric was there with you too for a while, but there's 6 of these motions. One of them is a brand new hire. The other 5 have step increases, and some of them are changes. I know last week or 2 weeks ago when we discussed these very briefly and put them on the table for a week or two, and we've got them back now. When we make these changes now for these other 5, does that freeze them for the step increase come April 1st? Or are you?
No, it shouldn't.
I'm sorry, Tom, I cut you out.
No, it shouldn't freeze them from that increase.
I guess, and there's nobody supports the law enforcement or any of our employees in the whole county any more than I do, but I know there's a little bit of discussion that give them another step increase now, or another, can't think what the right word is, a change in groups that actually gives them 2 steps or 3% over the 1.5% for 1 step.
So the reason that they may have gotten 2 steps is they have been doing extra work.
Okay.
With what we're doing here now, and people have stepped up to the plate to do that extra work, and they should be compensated for it. And so when I originally tried to put these increases in, you know, it didn't look right, I guess, even though I'm trying to be transparent, to put them in and then get this cost of living increase and everything else. So I want to be transparent about what my employees are getting for pay, but these employees are going above and beyond, of what they would normally do, and they deserve to be compensated for it. That's just plain and simple. So I mean, whether it's 2 steps, that may be 90 cents or $1.10. Believe me, that's not enough. You know, you never get paid enough for what you do, it seems like, but these employees are doing above and beyond what's normally done, and they deserve that increase.
And that's one of the things we was wanting to have the answer on. If they've done some extra schooling, they're doing some extra responsibilities, and it sounds like that may be the case in these 5
Absolutely.
In these 5 employees, Tom. And your response is kind of the question or the answer I was looking for, you know, to make sure they've earned it, and we don't want to create an issue.
They've earned every penny that they're getting because they have been to extra trainings and they have picked up what needs to be done here because let's obviously we can't mention names here because it's not elected employees, but when somebody goes to training and is picking up responsibility in a lead position, whether, you know, it's not a salaried employee, but they're picking up job duties that have to be delegated out because there are so many, and they've been doing it for a period of time and not getting compensated. I felt that, I mean, if we're not compensating, they're leaving and going someplace else. Yeah. Believe me, and they deserve to be compensated for what they're doing.
Don, one other thing is I can tell you that these decisions were made over weeks and sometimes months. One of the individuals that we included in that, for instance, has been doing the work for over a year. And that was one of the considerations that we gave to it, is the fact that that individual had been doing that and proven that they're capable of maintaining and continuing into that. And that decision was not made lightly. So there is quite a bit of consideration put into each one of these when we do them.
Yeah, Tom, I can see Eric behind you nodding his head and agreeing with you, but that's a kind of, in my mind, kind of the response. I wanted to hear that they've actually earned an extra step for the year or another step increase.
Yeah, they believe me, that they've earned every penny they're making.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
I don't think I do.
So am I not seeing this video good? Wade's not there today?
Yeah, he's there.
Wade Thompson?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Mr. Thompson is not with us today, no.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. There's too many Wades here, so, yeah. sorry, the panoramic view that I'm getting is just not as clear as the individual
Oh, I
pictures, and I didn't think I could see Commissioner Thompson there, but wanted to make sure, so,
No, Mr. Knight and Mr. Thompson are not with us today.
okay.
So,
Yep, 2 Toms and 2 Wades, so.
2 Toms don't make a right.
Well,
So you wanna hang
any other
around?
questions?
Sorry.
Any other questions, guys?
It don't sound like it. Do you wanna hang around while we do the motions, or you wanna sign off?
Sure, I was gonna have you, absolutely.
Okay. So move to authorize and direct the vice chairman to sign Coffee County payroll notice for the following: Angie Strotter, office supervisor, sheriff's office, step change, grade change, promotion, in classification 3514 to 45-7, from wage 2404 to 2495, effective 2/1/23.
I'll make that motion.
Steve moved.
I'll second.
Don seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Next one is Matthew H. Coma, Deputy Sheriff, Sheriff's Office, new hire, classification 40-7, wage 2339, effective 1/30/23. So moved.
I'll second.
Don seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
3-0. Next one is Tyrera. I might be saying that correctly. Tierra. Hanson Dispatch 2, Sheriff's Office, step change, grade change from classification 35-4 to 40-1, from wage 2063 to 2096, effective 2/1/23. Steve moved. Don second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Next one is Terry Lawson, Dispatch 2, Sheriff's Office, step change from classification 4014 to 4015, from wage 2587 to 2625, effective 2/1/23.
I'll so move.
Don's moved.
I'll second.
Steve seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0. Lastly, Christopher Lawson, Deputy Sheriff, Sheriff's Office, step change from classification 25-1 to 40-1, from wage 1746 to 2096, effective 2/1/23. Also moved.
I'll second.
Steve seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
I think the fifth one, next to the bottom, we didn't catch.
We did.
Have we got all 6 of them?
Okay, you just did Christopher Lawson?
Yep.
I didn't get Terry Lawson then.
I don't have Terry Lawson bottom.
I think you skipped her.
I apologize. The last would be Terry Lawson, Dispatcher 2, Sheriff's Office, step change from classification 40-14 to 40-15, from wage 2587 to 2625, effective 2/1/23.
I'll so move.
And I'll second.
Don's moved. Steve seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes
Yeah, there was
3-0.
2 of them there, dispatch 2,
Yeah,
so,
I did.
Thank you, gentlemen, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
okay. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Yep.
Have a good rest of your
Anything
day.
else? Anything else I need to stick around for?
Unless Wade's got something for you.
I don't care about Wade, come on. I mean, come on.
I got your back, Wade. So-
Which Wade are you talking about?
All right, you guys know where I'll be if you need me.
Thank you.
Thank you, goodbye.
That will conclude most of that, but lastly, we have on
I'm just saying, looks like we need to wipe down the top of that thing, look at how blurry, that is.
Dusty. Next, we'd have Carl Lee, Health Department.
Request for going to executive session, discuss matters dealing with non-elected officials with the commissioners.
Unelected personnel and county counselor
Yes,
for a period of
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
So moved.
Steve moved.
So the second part of that is what specific subject matter area, other than non-elected personnel, employee performance, evaluation?
Personnel, or creation of the department. To discuss personnel, basically.
Okay. So, individual, performance evaluation?
Yes.
Just so there's it has to have two phases, the
Okay.
non-elected personnel, and then we have to add that
All right.
specific subject matter area.
All right.
The three of us, Carl plus Wade.
Yeah.
Motion to go into executive session for 15 minutes for Carl Lee, Wade. Sorry, you already typed it up, didn't you?
Well, I'm starting to, yeah. If I can get to it.
Yeah, 15 minutes to include commissioners, county councilor Woody Bowie, health department administrator Carl Lee to discuss personnel matters and non-elected personnel under the Open Meetings Act.
Individual performance evaluation.
So moved.
Don's moved, Steve seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We will go in at 11:43 for 15 minutes.
The switch is what I just barely did.
Well, it makes me wonder if it actually wasn't, man. I know it. Back and watch. The switch was up, it just was, the light wasn't on, so makes you question whether it was actually filming.
We need to know that so there can be a statement made.
I mean, if there was, we were missing part of the film today, it's a short in our switch or something over there. So, we're back, no action taken. You got anything for roundtable? We kinda already went through this way while we fixed some technical difficulties.
No, I covered my roundtable earlier with the opioid monies.
Bobby's back, you got something?
No, sir. Thank y'all for what you do. It's a thankless job. You say that pretty regular, but it's tough, enduring sometimes, and having to grit your teeth. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you. I guess there's no other business.
I will.
Unless I'm missing something.
No, but just so, maybe to follow up on last week, this afternoon at 3 o'clock, department head meeting, if I remember right, one of the commissioners wanted to sit in.
Jesse was going to if he was back, and then I believe Dawn is gonna join you.
So, that's at 3 o'clock, several topics to be discussed. So, downstairs, Don.
I can be available this afternoon, it don't make, unless Vice Chairman wants to set in on it, we'll make it soon.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can drive back up here, so.
So, outside of that, I just wanted to have that reminder. I thought Jesse said he'd be there, but he obviously was not available.
Okay. Well, if there's no other business, we'll adjourn at 12:03.